Hi, it's Brad from TransAudio. I'm here with ATC. We're to talk about ATC active midfields. Okay, so midfields are sort of speakers that are going to be on stands that are too big for a meter bridge, but might not be built into a wall. And really, ATC makes four versions of this loudspeaker called the ATC SCM 50 active, the SCM 100 active, the SCM 110, and the SCM 150. Okay, so there are all those models, four models, really to cover midfield category. And we start from the SCM 50. The SCM 50 is the first model that you can get to an ATC that uses our largest amps and uses SL woofers and our ATC Super Tweeter, our S version of the mid-range. It's our highest power three-way, and all these same parts are used as well in the 100, the 150, and the 110. We just increased the woofer size and the box size, but otherwise they're exactly the same parts. ATC's goal is to build a translatable monitor, meaning if our objective is to build a monitor that works well for guys that work in this business, it's that it has to translate correctly. And that you should, if things were perfect world, you should be able to pick the size of the monitor that fits your room. Everybody's always asking, what speaker should I get for my room? Well, you have the 50, the 100, the 110, and the 150. You have a size that'll match almost any size room from small to large and give you something that is really usable in a super high quality way, even mastering. We have a lot of mastering guys that work on all of those models. And you get the best ATC has to offer in your studio that you can move. If you move studios, they are stand mounted, but they are really big and too big and sort of too heavy for meter bridge. Okay, so the SCM 50, let's talk about that for a second. The SCM 50 uses a 9-inch woofer, and that is a 9-inch SL woofer. And again, it uses the 150S mid-range. This is our super high power, we call it our super mid-dome, and the super tweeter. This is our highest quality parts, all made in the factory at ATC, and it uses everything the factory knows about making a driver be really high quality. These are drivers that are so expensive and difficult to make, they wouldn't really sell OEM. You couldn't sell them to other people. You really have to use them in our own driver, and they're really beyond anything available on the OEM market that anybody else can buy. So ATC will say over and over again, and people that own it, and especially us as being the importers, would say that really what makes ATC so much better than a lot of other models is the parts they use, and it's the parts that determine what's different about their speaker than other people's speaker. The next model up from the 50 is called the 100. Now we go from a 9-inch woofer to a 12-inch woofer. The cabinet on this one is bigger, but it's strange how it doesn't look like it's hugely bigger. So 50, 100, if you can handle a little bit larger speaker, the 100 is a really good choice because it's not too big to put in cases and move around if you have to, but it's large enough that it gives you really good low end. It goes down quite low. The next model up from that is called the 110. The 110 is actually a model that was sort of built to be mounted in a wall, if you can do it, in a smaller room. There's so many rooms now are smaller, but people still want a soffit mount. The 110 can be soffit mounted or stand mounted, either way. And we see a lot of 110s used in mastering. For example, Sterling down in Nashville and in New Jersey uses 110s. 110s are the same drivers, but it uses two 9s instead of one or a 12. So there's double 9s, and that speaker, the SCM 110, sounds every bit the same as the 100 and the 50. And what's great about all three of these models is that you can really move among them, and they're not so dramatically different. Above the 110 is the 150. This is what I sort of consider ATC's highest fidelity speaker, the one that sounds the best because it uses a 15-inch woofer. All of these have the same size amplifiers, the same mid-range, the same tweeter, but the ATC 150 is a large box. It's a big box. This is one that we, U.S. Library of Congress, the Audio Video Division, uses 150s. This covers our widest bandwidth, goes all the way down to 28. This one is my favorite speaker because it sounds the best, but also because it seemingly can play at any level you want, and seemingly can cover any fidelity level you want. If you're listening to something old, you can hear details you never heard before. If you're listening to something new, it sounds amazing. You can set them up, they image fantastic. So that's an overview of ATC Midfield. So talk to your ATC dealer about which ATC is right for you. What's great about ATC is you're not trying to choose which one sounds good, you're trying to choose which one fits your room size. So by talking to one of our dealers, you can get zeroed in on the right size for you and the right model for you. But give them a call and they'll help you figure out which one fits you. So thanks for watching.